Hi, I'm Sandy Schreck for LBR Inspires, and today we want to look at an enchanted heart design featuring roses that can be used year-round. So we're just going to take a look at how we're going to create that. It's a simple pave design. So we're going to start off with a brick of foam. Once you form a pattern, you'll be able to kind of cut out multiples of these at a time, or like a paper pattern that you can have. So you can put this on your website and easily reproduce it. So you can see that what I've taken is a 9-inch loamy tray, and then we have the foam brick, and I have 2 of those cut into that pattern. And so we're going to start with that. My foam's already wet. Then we're going to cut out indent for the top of the heart here. The other thing I would do is I would actually use the pan melt glue and glue the foam into the tray dry. Or at this point, before you wet it, or when you wet it, you could use design tape and do tape to the tape on there. But what we're gonna do is essentially kind of cut the corners off and giving us less foam to cover here, so that we end up with a heart design in the foam. The next thing I'm going to do is I cut out a leaf pattern, or a heart pattern, and then I'm going to use an Aspidistra leaf, and I'm going to cut out that heart pattern on the leaf. And so here you can see I've done that. I'm going to place that right into the middle there. That way what I can do is use my 12 roses and just come around the exterior and have kind of a negative space in the middle that your eye can focus on. Next thing we're gonna do is just create the outer collar, and I'm gonna come in the 2 Aspidistra leaves. So one coming there and one coming here. I'm gonna use the U-Glu adhesive. I prefer the strips, and I'll use a titanium scissors to cut that into any size that I want. So I have just a small piece here. You need to make sure that your leaves are dry, but I can stick that right to one leaf. I'll use my finger to go over it, and that causes some of the friction to kind of get that leaf to just bite together. And then we're just going to come to the base and pull those leaves together. And so that becomes our outer collar. And so you can see we have a lot of our territory covered already. Next thing we're going to do is come in with our roses. And today I'm using an Explorer rose. And it's a beautiful new rose variety that we see kind of rising in the ranks. This could be done with any color rose. I've got a great amount of water reservoir in my foam. I'm using the Max Life foam by Oasis that's biodegradable. And I'm going to come in and set in. What I want to do is make sure that my insertions are going all the way down into kind of the base of that foam. So here, by having that heart in the center, it kind of keeps me on track and allows me to go a little bit faster on inserting these. Peel off some of the guard petals, and then to the top, kind of face them upright, doing that natural arching of the heart on top. And then as I come down, I'll start bringing them at other angles. So there you can see our simple heart pattern. And next we're just going to add a couple textural elements that'll help to enhance the design. I have some green ball Dianthus. I'm just going to bring in a couple on the side here. There, I'm just poking through that leaf to be able to make sure that that kind of stays in place. And then some Burgundy Hypericum. And this adds another texture, kind of that waxy texture. The leaves are always the first thing to go on Hypericum, so I peel all those off. Then to reinforce the shape of it, I'm going to use some lily grass to add some depth and dimension. You can kind of see that that's more of a flat presence right now. So I have the lily grass and I'm just going to come in. You want to figure out which ones your longest ones are for this outside. Bring those together down here, cross them over. I'm going to take the longest one and I'm going to come around and flip back over, back in, and then down to make that point. And I'm going to tie that just with the one piece of lily grass so you can see how that comes in. And then I'm going to add a couple more coming out the top. So just a textural element to be able to kind of help direct your eye and reinforce that heart shape. Come from there. And then you can slide them into that same tie, or you can tie them on a second one by yourself. And I'll just show you here. So I have that one tie. I'm coming in here and I'm just feeding the lily grass down through that tie. Now if that feels really sturdy, you're fine to stay like that. Or you can add some bullion that would add another metallic influence in on it, and you could do that to bind it. Then lastly, we're just going to add a little bit of Plumosa coming over the top. You can see this is really heavy, and what we're going to do is do some tailoring to be kind of able to lighten up some of that and increase the transparency on that. And this will also help to lock in kind of all those textural elements, and it comes down into a natural point. So that works really well with the heart. There, and so once I've got it in, like this line going backwards is a little bit too strong, so I'm going to take him off too. Save some of those little pieces for my corsage work, and come in with one more, get it to kind of marry in with the lily grass, and then do some tailoring to eliminate some of those crossing lines. You want it to be an accent rather than a detractor on it, and so that's why we're taking off some of that and just giving it a little bit more transparency. So here's our enchanted heart design that's created with a dozen roses. Be able to use it year-round and create it for other special occasions. I hope you'll take these techniques and create some fabulous florals for your customers. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give us a thumbs up, add some comments down in the bottom. If you have some questions about any of the items that we used, we're happy to answer those for you. And otherwise, head on over to our Lembush Roses YouTube channel. where we have lots of other videos for you to learn from. Thanks for watching.